Hey, how's it going, everybody? So, today we're going to be playing Stargate, which is the sequel to Defender. Eugene Jarvis had his hand in this game. Uh, if you don't know anything about Eugene Jarvis, like he is really big in the gaming world. He did a lot for it. He started off in pinball and then worked his way into video games, and he had his hand in like games like Robotron 2084, Smash TV, Narc, several others. But yeah, I brought this game in to sell it for the owner. This one came from Hyperspace Arcade that was shut down. And so yeah, I'm not going to be holding on to this one, unfortunately. It is a really cool game, but the main reason why I brought it in is so I could resell it. Yeah, I'm probably not going to make any money on this really, but I more did it for the opportunity to play it before it goes. And so I've always sucked at this game. So I know a lot of you watch these videos just to point out that I'm not doing something right or whatever. But I'll tell you right off the bat, before we even start getting this thing cleaned up and everything, I suck at Stargate. I've always sucked at Stargate. And so, if it's a really bad game, I'll play a couple times just to, try to do a little bit better. But I'm not going to practice this or anything. I'm not going for a high score challenge or anything like that. I'm just going to play it for you guys, let you guys check it out. But yeah, you know me, I always clean these games up before I play them. And this one really isn't that dirty. Like, this is going to be a really quick process. Like, I noticed on the control panel, like, the buttons are really nasty. And so I'm going to try to get in there and clean up those buttons. Because, yeah, I mean, look at that gunk on the sides of them. That's just kind of gross. And that, affects the way that they play. Stick feels really good, nice and tight. There's a lot of cigarette burns on this control panel, which makes me think that maybe it was in an arcade back in the day that you could still smoke cigarettes in, which is kind of cool. To me, that's like a patina. I love it. But yeah, so you know what? Let's start cleaning this thing up. I have it opened up now, so I thought I'd give you guys a quick look. Here's inside the coin door. You got the plastic coin mechs in there. Interesting. You got a little test switch. And down there you have where the quarters go. They go down those pipes there into this compartment here, which I'm not finding a key for, and none of the keys I have open it. It's not hanging in the coin door or anything, so I don't know too much about that one yet. I'll have to look into it. You might be able to access the quarters through there. I have no idea. I haven't got that far. But that's all looking good. There are a few wires hanging here and there. Like there's a couple wires hanging down there. Just randomly. I don't know what those are exactly yet. And yeah, you got the control panel down. And I just zoomed in for some reason. But yeah, that's looking really good in there actually. And we can come around back. And I really love how they did this. This is really cool. You got a separate door, which I have down there, that has a lock on it for the monitor section. And then down here, you got a separate door that's like on a latch and everything. And it has a hinge and a latch, like, and it just latches back. That's so cool. What a good design. I really like that. Man, and look how clean that monitor is. That's fantastic. Anyhow, let's come back over here and we're going to pull this glass off and get this glass cleaned and this monitor cleaned. I am seeing some burn in there, but it's not like super duper bad. So yeah, let's pull this glass off real quick. Alright, so here's the marquee and bezel, and they both came out looking really good. No significant amount of fading or anything. Like there's small blemishes that you'll see throughout it. But for the most part, it's there and it's looking really good. no like significant scratching or anything like that. And you know, the marquee does have like a wear mark, like where it goes up into the cabinet, but that's just how it is, and you won't see that anyhow because the little metal bracket will be covering it, or in this case, perhaps plastic, or maybe it's plastic on the inside and metal on the top. I think that's what it is. Matter of fact, let's go check, because I got this all cleaned up as well. And no, I guess it is plastic up top. Interesting. But yeah, I cleaned out the this area here, this compartment, the marquee compartment. And you know, look how clean that speaker is now and everything. But that's looking really good. I cleaned this grill, and I cleaned the whole monitor area, blew it out with some air, and went over everything. The tube for sure has some burn in it there. You can see where it says Stargate and everything, but that's okay. There was, I would say that that tube was probably the dirtiest thing that I came across in this game so far, but it really wasn't that dirty compared to a lot of games that I've cleaned. And I blew out the control panel. Everything's looking really good in there, actually. Like the leaf switches are just pristine. They're not bent up or worn out or rusted or anything like that. You got this cool little pull chain. Isn't that neat? And yeah, this all came out really clean, looking really good. I cleaned up the buttons. The buttons were really grungy, but now they're looking really nice. And I cleaned up the stick. I just kind of did a once over on the control panel until I get it buttoned up, and then I'll go over it again. Down here, if you look at the front of the cabinet, you'll notice that it's actually missing the little things that go around the coin returns. Half of that one is there, and it looks kind of funny because like those screws are just kind of sticking out like that. There's like a metal plate that you can remove that has pretty much everything on it from the back of the coin door, and it looks like the previous owner didn't want to bother with it, and I don't blame him. But yeah, you know, simple fix. And I never did find the key for this door. I don't think it exists anymore. Not a big deal. There is some scuff marks and whatnot from people kicking it down here. No kick plate. But if you look at the wood down there, at like right where it hits the floor, look how straight that is. That's some really good condition wood right there. So no major damage, no water damage, anything like that. And so yeah, this is looking really good actually. And so I'm going to put that monitor glass back in that bezel, and you know, the marquee, and get this thing buttoned back up, and we'll head around back to see how the boards and everything look. So now we're in the back of this thing, and look how clean that monitor is. That rocks. I did hit it with some air, but it was already clean to begin with, so I didn't really do much. I noticed that that switch is hanging down, which is kind of funny. Has some electrical tape on it, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave it because I'm sure that that is fine. If we go down here, there's where the quarters go. You get your power and switching power supply, and you get these boards over here, your power boards. Pretty cool. And then yeah, you get your latches here for this door, the bottom door, and that's where your main boards are. And those look really clean as well. Nothing to do there. I haven't come across any wires hanging down or anything that looks out of place. There's like a million fuses in there, and they all check out good. And yeah, there's the top back door, the back of the back top door, I guess you could say. And yeah, you got everything there. And you got your all your wiring, all your cabinet wiring, the pinouts. Really cool, really cool. Alright, this is looking really good, so you know what that means. It's time to play Stargate. Oh yeah. Alright, so here we go. Let's play some Stargate. I've been looking forward to this. Like I said, I royally suck at this game, and on top of that, this is actually a pretty hard game. So don't expect me to get past the second wave. I probably won't. I'll try. I love the reverse button, and just the whole control panel is set up so well. Oh man, right into him. Should have used my smart bomb there. This game's actually a lot of fun. It's just ridiculously hard. You really got to be in control, because if you're not, you'll just bash right into these things. See, and that would have been a perfect screen for a smart bomb, probably, because it would have fixed everything up. Oh, good, we saved that guy. So that's a play. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Fuck you. Where'd he go? Oh shit. Ah man. Ah man. Got my ass stomped. Bad. I didn't even get to the fucking second wave. Let's try again. Which one do you like better? Do you like Defender or Stargate better? Oh shit, that person died. Fell to his death. I think I kind of like Defender more. I don't know why. Maybe just because it's the original. They came out the same freaking year. Hard to say. I haven't played the original Defender in a while, so. Ooh. Now, one little strategy that I just heard about that I didn't know about before is you can actually go through and collect. Well, if you don't die. You can actually go through and collect the humans and then go through the Stargate with the humans, you know, clinging, you know, hanging to the bottom of your ship or whatever, instead of having to go through and manually set each one of them down. Oh, man. Ridiculous game, man. And you got this invisible thing as well. Oh, there's the first wave. Cool. Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah, just kill everything. Oh man, they really start getting on you, don't they? Just in that second wave even. That sucked. Let's try again. Maybe I should just keep using my damn smart bombs. Oop, I shouldn't have done that there. That's okay. Get that fucker. Wow. Ooh, where are they? Fuck. Oh. No, 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 no. That's enough of them. Oh, shit. Oh. What else I got here? Oh, shit. It's almost like you just want to, like, shoot them off screen and just kind of hope for the best so you can avoid their bullets and whatnot. There it goes. Alright, so once again we have beat the first wave. Let's see if we can beat the second one. Oh, that's ridiculous. He came up from behind me there. I gotta start using this Inviso I always forget to use that. It's kind of like perfect for your thumb. Oh, jeez. Oh, go, go. Oh, man. Yeah, I think you get the point. I suck at this game, but it's also really hard. This is one of those games that you really got to practice at. You know, I didn't even use hyperspace throughout that game. Any of those games. Ooh, secrets, and you get, yeah, see, and that's what it's talking about there. The humanoids, da-da-da. Yeah, it's a freaking hard game. Anyhow, you know, I also have this game on the Atari 2600, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of compare the arcade original to the Atari 2600 game. So let me go downstairs and we'll give them a good comparison. Alright, so here's Stargate for the Atari 2600. Something really interesting about this is that in the arcade, Defender and Stargate both came out in 1981, but the ports of those games came out much later. Defender for the Atari 2600 came out in 1982, but it doesn't even say that on the game. It just says 1981 for the copyright, which, you know, the original Defender did come out in 1981, so that makes sense. Now, Stargate, on the other hand, you can see the 1981 Williams copyright down there, but it actually came out in 1987. So that's quite a while to wait for a Stargate port. I mean, come on, 6 years? Come on. This game was ported to some other consoles and whatnot. MS-DOS got a version. Commodore 64. I think there might be some other ones. But, oh, and the Apple II actually had a port of Stargate as well. But this is the only one I have. Oh, and, you know, there's also another one on the NES that HAL Laboratories worked on, and it actually has Punch-Out sounds in it, which is interesting because that and Punch-Out and some other games all came out in the same year. I think that was like 87, maybe 88, something like that. I don't know, look it up. But yeah, I don't have that. I don't have any of those. I just have this one, and it's going to be interesting playing this one for you guys because it requires 2 joysticks. Like, the first joystick maneuvers the ship and is your fire button, and then the second joystick is like your hyperspace, your smart bomb, your inviso, all that. So yeah, let me get this set up real quick. We'll play some Stargate for the Atari 2600. Just wanted to show you the setup that I'm going to use for the joysticks. I'm using the Sega Genesis arcade power stick in combination with this Wicco ball top here with the top fire button set to on. I think that should be good. I got it clamped down so it doesn't move around. Should be good. Got that going there. Game's obviously in the 7800, and I got my capture device set up. So now we can finally play Stargate on the Atari 2600. Alright, so this should be interesting. Like, I suck at this port just as bad as I suck at the arcade original. I went through and I read the manuals for both beforehand, but other than that, I didn't do any kind of like research. I'm not like a gaming historian or some shit like that, right? So, alright, let's do this thing. I really love the sound effects for this version. Significantly more easy. Ooh, there we go. Got him back on there. Oh shit. Bam! Ah, shit. It looks really good. Like, I mean, it looks pretty damn close to the original, really. The explosions, a little bit different, and, you know, there's things that are a little bit different about it. But for the most part, it looks really good. And so I think in the manual it said that the Stargate trick is if you have 4 or more humanoids on your ship, or being kind of dragged. They're supposed to be in it, but it just, yeah, it looks like they're just being, like they're holding on to the bottom of it or whatever. But if you have 4 or more humanoids and you go through the Stargate, then it'll warp you ahead like four stages or whatever. Oh shit. Fuck, man. We're not even gonna get past the first freaking level on this thing. Alright, where is everybody? Oh, I just boom. Did that with the Wicco stick. Isn't that cool? Alright, so there's the first wave. Hooray. We didn't make it past the second wave in the arcade original. This game really does feel really good, though. Oh, man, is that game over? Fuck, man. See, wow, so that really, this is pretty spot on if you think about it, because I'm getting to the same point in the game. A lot of you are probably way better at this game than I am. Like I said, let me reiterate the fact that I suck at this game. This game is hard. But that doesn't mean that the game sucks. Like, the game is actually really awesome. I really love this game. And this port, the controls and everything are just spot on. If anything, it kind of makes me want to make like a custom arcade stick just for it. And you can take the Stargates. Like, if you hear... Oh, ooh. That was weird. If you hear the sound of a humanoid being abducted or whatever, you can go through the Stargate and it should take you to that spot. Oh, there you go. That's cool. He only picked him up a couple 100 feet. He lived. Oh shit. It's just not easy. Not easy. Oh man, that thing really gets on you. Boom. That wasn't it? Oh, I thought he was the last guy. Alright, where is everybody? Oh, there they are. Oh shit. Oh. Well, I got... Okay, you made it to the next stage, but now you're dead. Alright, I think that's enough. I think you guys get the point. It's an awesome game. Like, as far as, like, the arcade game goes upstairs, I'm getting rid of it. It's for sale. There's a guy that already wants it. And so I'm excited to get it out of here. Not because it's a bad game, but because I'm bad at the game. And, I realize that I could practice at it and I could get better. But as far as I'm concerned, this Atari 2600 port is really just on par with the original arcade game. And, it may not look as good, and it's not as cool, and the sound effects aren't as good and stuff like that. But it's really close, and it's a shame that it took so long for this to be released after the the original. Now, what's interesting is even though this Atari Corp version that I have was released in 1987, we're getting this copyright screen of 1984. And we know that Stargate didn't come out in 1984. It came out in 1981. So, I don't know. Like, maybe everything that I read on the internet was bullshit. And this came out 3 years after, it was the original release. I don't know. That's still, if the Atari 2600 came out in 77, that's still 7 years right there. That you're thinking, and if you go with the date that it actually says that it released on the label, you're looking at a decade after the console came out. Like, that's kind of crazy. Maybe maybe they needed that extra time to really polish it up, or maybe they just ran out of ideas and so they decided, fuck it, let's do a Stargate, like right at the end of the console's lifespan there. Like 87, I'm pretty sure the 7800 was already out at that point, so maybe they decided to put it out to appeal to people that were buying the 7800. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a gaming historian. I didn't do a bunch of research on this subject. I just like Stargate. It's a cool game. And I'm glad that I have it for the Atari 2600. And I'm also glad that somebody that likes the game more than me is willing to come by the arcade cabinet, because I still need to clear quite a few of them out so I can actually enjoy the ones that I want to keep around. So, yeah, I think that about does it. Let me know your thoughts on Stargate. Do you like Stargate more than you like Defender? Do you like Defender more than Stargate? Do you think they're both kind of equal? You know, like, what do you like? Tell me, give me your thoughts on the game, right? All right. Until next time, stay sinister. Remember to make good choices. Later.